What happened? What happened? UFC 317. What happened? Exactly what I told you would happen. Isn't Joshua Van completely amazing? Completely amazing. He was on the UFC card last month, followed up, came back to the newest UFC card against the number one contender. It's like, what, 2, 3 weeks? Against the number one contender. Okay? Smoked him. Now, the question is, does Josh get in the damn van have the ground game to keep this up with people? He may not. He might be all boxer, no wrestling. Or he may be all wrestling and very good boxing, and we just don't know what the hell is going down. If that's the case, I think and they're already talking about Van getting a title shot against Pantoja, the Cannibal, and he seems up for it. Pantoja is no joke. We had some great fights. By the way, we got a B. We missed one. We're one short of a perfect card. You're welcome. You're welcome. You almost got a perfect card. Hey, I can't be right all the time, but I can be right enough. Just listen enough, and then you'll see. We seen Tuporia put Oliveira into the goddamn Shadow Realm in the first round, exactly like he said he was gonna. Now, if you're not scared yet, you should be, because that is the scariest part of all of this, is what he can or could potentially do here in the future. And that's all just crazy. And we're all waiting to fucking see what happens to that. But congratulations everyone that followed my predicate, what I said to do. You're probably walking away with interesting sum of money in your hand. But with that being said, let's go into blah blah blah. Calm it down, camera. Calm it the fuck down. UFC 318, How the Wave versus Poirier 3 is an upcoming mixed martial arts event produced by the Ultimate Fighting Championship that'll take place on July 19th, 2025 at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana, United States. Well, I'm glad to know that this being Dustin Poirier's last fight, it's good to know that they're sending him off in such a grand venue and arena as the Smoothie King Center. Dustin, you deserve it as being my favorite fighter, mind you. Dustin Poirier is my favorite fighter. But let's go with these picks for 318. Keep it calm, quick, and collected. Seeing as how none of you felt the need to like the last video or comment or anything, it fell to below half of what we usually get. I blame you personally. I don't blame myself. I'm pretty much perfect. But I blame you and your waiting and everything. So if you could, it'd be really great if you like this video, throw a comment down there. And hell, even subscribe if you find yourself coming back to this channel. You probably will if you like winning and guessing and talking. Some videos longer than some others not as long. That's just how it goes. But as for these fights, let's get right into it. At lightweight, we have Michael Johnson, who is 24-19-0 against Daniel Zellhuber, 15-2-0. We're gonna take Daniel Zellhuber Because if Michael Johnson is good at anything, it's losing. I mean, like, he's a good gatekeeper, I guess. I guess. But every time I go to watch him fight, he's, like, not there. So I don't know what the hell you give credit for there because I can't see a fight. I can't watch. I can't do nothing. So I'm gonna assume that you're losing. And you probably will. So, Daniel. Next at middleweight, we have Paulo Costa, 14-4-0 versus Roman Kapilov, 14-3-0. Once again, that's at middleweight. This was going to be on the last card, if you remembered. I think Costa's ball dropped. One of his balls dropped. I don't know. Do they have balls? I don't know. One of them dropped, and he couldn't fight, apparently. Now he is fighting, apparently. Um, so I'm gonna just keep crass here and stay cool with my initial projection. I'm gonna say Costa with a win. Not because I think he'll win. Roman's pretty good, but I think he picked this fight specifically because he thought he could win this one. And for a guy that only fights once a year, I gotta assume he knows what the hell he's talking about slightly. And we're coming off two great UFC card picks, so I mean, if we get a trash card, we can take an ass beating from Dad. Like we can take one. We've been saving up for two. We can take at least one. So if that's the case, then that's the case. Next up at middleweight again, this is a co-main, which is odd. We have Atiba Gutierrez, 7-1-0 versus Robert Valentin, 11-5 with one no contest. I'm going with Robert Valentin because I can pronounce his name. It'd make it a lot easier, like when making the bets at the UFC terminal in Vegas or whatever. And the stats look pretty good, and I'm not really familiar with Atiba Gutierrez. Sounds French. You know how I feel about the French and the Canadians. Sorry, GSP. Well, you know how I feel about that shit. Um, and anyway, the main event. Max Holloway. 26-8-0 versus Dustin Poirier. 39-0. One no contest. As I said, this is Dustin Poirier's send-off fight. He's retiring. It's the saddest thing in the world. Probably, yeah. He's my favorite fighter ever. Just so good. I love his striking. His ground defense is great. Like when he goes to the ground, you're not saying it's like over. Although he is in the Suigili Club and loves that fucking full front mount guillotine that he's never pulled off. But he tries. He tries. He might get it. Well, I highly doubt he'll choke out Max Holloway. He was a legend in his own right, and he's coming off a KO loss to Poirier, who, don't make me mention again, just sent Oliveira into the Shadow Realm, and that was fucking crazy. And he called it too. But back to this fight. This is a hard fight to call. Because if it goes 5 rounds, I would lean towards Holloway. Because Holloway will pick at you. Holloway will, like, punch you in the dome. You know what I mean? For 5 rounds. So just stay away and not really fight. It's kind of fighting. It's like it's more boxing oriented. But he's going to be timid coming into it. Because, he's got knocked the fuck out by Poirier. So he's going to be a little timid about the whole thing. Whereas Poirier, I think he just got choked out. That was a lot longer ago. And he was sleeping on a mat. That's just what happens when that shit happens. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my guy Dustin, dude. I'm sorry, Max. I like Max too. They're both my guys, you know. But I gotta go with Dust. I gotta go with Dirty Dustin, dude. Dirty Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, for his last fight at the fucking, what do they call it? The Big Gulp fucking Coliseum in Louisiana, whatever the fuck that is. It's wild. But yeah, we're gonna go with him. We're gonna go with Dustin. Simply out of loyalty to the brand and the man. Right? That's what we'll do. So, if you're having a hard time following, which you might be, because I doubt you can read, that's why you're watching this channel. By the way, please go like, subscribe, and share if you could. Not so much on my last video. I don't think it might have been a little late for a lot of people, but I don't really think so. But whatever. Please go at least like and comment and maybe subscribe. We do a podcast also monthly, weekly sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes it's interesting. You might get a couple giggles out of it or relate to some of the topics. If you have an opinion on them, I urge you to express that said opinion. That's how we can engage and make this community flower, so to say. But to make this quick, so you understand. Oh, and I know you're saying there's only 4 picks. This is the only definite 4 fights on the main card that I can find. There will probably be a 5th one, but I don't know that. It's not listed under the UFC. If it's in the prelims, yeah, but how do I know if that's not the main? So, the Max Holloway Dustin fight. We're taking Dirty Dustin, dude, as always. The Gutierrez and Robert Valentin fight. We're taking Rob. We're taking Sir Rob, son of the King of the North. Yeah, we're going to take him. Paulo Costa and Roman Kapilov fight. Like I said, that was supposed to be the last card, but they moved it to this one. So we're gonna keep to our guns and say Costa. Let's hope his shit's together so we can fucking win. And then the lightweight in Michael Johnson and Daniel. Why do I keep saying Danielle? It's Daniel Zober, and we're gonna go with Daniel because Michael Johnson, I don't know what he's good at, but I know he's good at losing, and he's probably going to show us this time. But then again, sometimes he pulls the dick out of his pants and lets people know that he ain't here for a little game of grab ass, dude. He's here to play and participate. So yeah, we're gonna go with that guy. Once again, please like, subscribe, comment below if you care. We're living in a cardboard fucking hut out back of a grocery store right now. Sometimes I can steal dog biscuits from the dog that lives down the street, but he's quick and I'm not quick, and I'm kind of fat, I'm like peach shaped, and he'll always get it before me. So I'm hungry too, and I need you guys to help me with that, so I stop being that way. But I would appreciate it a lot. You know what I mean? If you can't give me food then or drinks, then at least a like and a subscribe and a comment would be awful nice of you. Remember, in this land, nothing is promised. You always have to have a fight for the fight gods, beer for the beer gods, and blood for the blood gods. I am Crypto Creep, and these are my UFC 318 predictions. Thank you.